Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
There should be a smile on everyone's face, whether that is because you feel accomplished, relieved, or as a way to fight back all the tears you built up after these 4 years. No matter what, there should be a smile. Reno's brightest lights are in this room. People who are capable of great things are everywhere, but AACT and this class are nothing but. When people talk about Nevada and its future, this class is the face of this conversation. We shine so vibrantly that you need to squint to catch a glimpse. You read this. Behind every great student is an even greater teacher. To our English, science, history, and math departments, and to every academy teacher and faculty member, thank you. Nothing could ever repay the love and care that you have given to us. You made AACT feel like a second home to many of us, and to some, even a second family. And how could you not smile about that? We smile each time Chris says hello as we walk in. Each time T mumbles something that sort of made sense. Each time Mr. Burge puts something in the grade book from September. Each time Miss Wayman's talked to us about how we need to get our stuff together for the third time. Each time Mr. Wilhite turns the lights on in his room. Each time Mrs. Wentworth spends an entire class explaining to us how Mount St. Helens erupted. Not up, to the side. Just because that's gone doesn't mean you should stop smiling. Smile because your future couldn't be any brighter. Smile because you're all graduating. Smile because nobody can take these 4 years away from you. Smile so wide that all your teeth are showing. And smile so great that somebody will have to ask. After everything that's happened after these 4 years, class of 2017, it's hard not to find something to smile about.
Good evening, faculty, families, and students. I'm not here to tell you my entire life story, nor am I here to dispense wisdom. My story is not very interesting, and the parents in this room know exactly how wise we teenagers are. I simply would like to talk about the place that me and my fellow classmates are about to leave. Right now, we are living the last few hours that we can call ourselves students of AACT. There are a lot of things I could say about the student body of AACT. I could say that it was full of nerds, that no one was boring, that we actually had a high school where there weren't fights that were breaking out every week over the most juvenile things. But I think the biggest thing that I could say about the student body is that a majority of people here actually cared. They cared about their future, they cared about what they were doing, and they cared about each other. This is what set apart this high school from others, in my opinion. AACT has been ranked one of the best schools in Nevada, one of the best in the nation. So many hardworking students have contributed to giving this school that title. But I don't know if it would be possible without the faculty. The faculty of this school have given their time, their patience, and the promise of a high salary for us. The administrators, the counselors, the teachers, and everyone else, they do this for us. And we wouldn't be here without them. Thank you. Our time at this school is about to be over. The faculty and friends who have facilitated these 4 years will not be forgotten. It has been an honor to be a part of the AACT class of 2017, and I hope that everyone here can go on to do greater things. Always remembering that the people around you are the greatest assets to success and the greatest part of life. My story today is not important or interesting, but our story is.
This past year, we said goodbye to the likes of David Bowie and Prince, amongst many others. We also said goodbye to something else. This past year, we collectively as a generation became Prince Hamlet, and we walked in that graveyard with Horatio by our side, and we held George's skull between our hands, and we said, "Alas, I knew him," as we watched our childhood vanish before our eyes. We are often reminded that saying goodbye is a big part of human life. We are but fires, and bright fires burn out fast, and unfortunately, we are the brightest of them all. As we cast our eyes forward, we have to realize that no matter how scary the future seems, we can't look back. We are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams. This line, made famous by the late Willy Wonka, encapsulates who we are and what we do. We are the trailblazers, We are that electric feel of excitement and fear that comes at the turning of a century. What we are doing here tonight cannot be understated. Now, this night is primarily for all of you. Tonight is for everybody in the audience, and I'm not going to take that away. However, I'd like to address a specific group of people. Me gustaría hablarle a mi gente latina, porque yo también crucé esa frontera. Ustedes se merecen el mundo. Yo sé que el futuro no brilla mucho, yo sé que parece como si el miedo y el odio están triunfando sobre todo lo que nosotros luchamos por. Pero recuerden, hasta el gran Shakespeare fue inspirado por Don Quijote. Nuestra cultura es rica y es hermosa. Somos una gente unida, y unidos ganamos. Sometime in March this year, my English class received a speech from Mr. Burge about the importance of graduation. Seniors, when we were freshmen, we had our hands on the walls of this school. Darkness and uncertainty surrounded us, but those walls supported us. The teachers in the school nurtured us and cared for us as we were their own children. Some probably spent more time with us than they spent with their children. Now, our hands are barely on those walls. We are at that door that many of us forgot about. And tonight, we are hanging on by the last finger. To all those that are graduating tonight, the future is yours. Don't let that go to waste.
When we walked across that stage freshman year, which was really just a landing in between two staircases, we had no idea what we had gotten ourselves into. We had on cheap 49-cent Oriental trading paper caps on our heads and a certificate confirming our commitment to AACT. That was in 2013, our first day of high school. We'd quickly earned the new nickname of Pups, and I realize now that using the term pups to describe new high schoolers is actually accurate. This is because high school trained us like dogs. As puppies, we were new. We didn't know where the bathroom was, we were frequently lost and easily distracted, and we also had that odd, almost comforting, but mostly nauseating new puppy smell. We never understood what Mr. T was saying. We didn't understand why Mr. Sullivan wore his glasses here, rather than here, where they were supposed to be. We didn't know why our school was made almost entirely out of glass. We actually still don't know why our school is made almost entirely out of glass. And it took us a couple weeks to realize that the constant rumbling heard and felt around the halls of AACT was actually just Mr. Burge lecturing. Oh my god, my heart's beating so fast. As we left our puppy stage of teething and growing, we were soon being trained, mostly the basic tricks. Sit, stay, sleep, study, eat breakfast before you take a test. The mastering of these tricks will lead to rewards, like lack of sleep, a good grade, and the diplomas we're about to receive. However, within our 4 years of high school, we never realized how soon this day would come. As we leave this room tonight and begin our new lives as adults, I only ask this. Try your best to remember the school that became our home. Be sure to visit and thank the teachers that became your family, and to love and appreciate the family that you came home to for the past 12 years of your education. My last piece of advice is to keep your hearts open when beginning this new chapter of our lives. If there is something we can take away from our time here, it is the importance and beauty of human connection and kindness. The world needs more of it, so be sure not to abandon it here. Now, here we are, about to walk across a real stage in real caps that our parents can only wish were 49 cents. We are no longer pups, but full-grown dogs, graduating from high school. We are pawing at the door and we are ready to run free. I would like to thank our teachers for being patient, empathetic, and kind. It is all of you that make AACT what it is. You have taught us all the tricks, and we will do our best to make you proud. But most importantly, I would like to thank you guys, the class of 2017, for giving me the best high school experience any of us could ever have. Our memories together are priceless, and you have all become my family, and I wish you all happy and successful lives. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Sean Lacsamana. I went to DePauli Middle School, and I like to swim. On August 13, 2013, we were told state your name, middle school, and some interesting fact about yourself. All of this is an attempt to break the ice of a group of kids who barely made the cut to be called teenagers. We've grown since then, with some of our growth being facilitated by failure. Whether it was a failed test, a missed deadline, or accepting the fact that no, our teachers cannot bump a C to an A. All of our failures can be summed up through one of my personal failures, making ravioli my freshman year culinary. I prepared the mushroom filling, sealed the goodness in my freshly made dough, salted the water, and presented it to chef. And I watched as he repulsively spit it out because my ravioli was a little moldy. I was told to make it again. And this is what we've all done, failed and tried again. To our teachers, counselors, and administration, thank you for not only supporting our educational careers, but for being so involved in our personal lives and helping us out through some irrelevant teenage problem. Mentorship is not a title that does a relationship justice. Friendship is the most appropriate term. We've grown within ourselves. We have learned our personal virtues that we will carry out for a lifetime. Personally, I have grown through my experiences and relationships with all of you. I hope I had the tiniest bit of impact on your life compared to the enormous impact you brought to me. This becomes the point where we simply cannot say, have a good summer, see you when we get back. This becomes a point of good lucks, goodbyes, and talk to you soon. We were welcomed by Mr. Sullivan and said farewell to by Mr. Reddick. In conclusion, I'd like to redo an intro 4 years overdue. My name is Sean Lacsamana. My school is the #1 high school in Nevada, the Academy of Arts, Careers, and Technology. And my fact is that we have all completed our commitment, taken personal responsibility to chase our dreams, persevered, and graduated. Class of 2017, thank you for an amazing 4 years.
What the